Hey guys, what is going on? Thank you for joining me again today. My name is Trevor, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching Madtown Games. So, I know for me at least, there's certain games in my childhood that still make me feel super warm and fuzzy inside whenever I play them. You know, games that you never really truly grow out of, and you can always play because of the amazing nostalgic properties of said game. Well, today I'm going to go over my top 5 favorite nostalgia-inducing gaming treasures of my childhood with you, and discuss why they're so damn great in my 10-year-old memory. Number 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. This was the first sports game that I ever really got into, and what made me think that I could be a badass skater when I was about 7. Well, after subsequently failing and trying miserably, I still love the game to death. I was introduced to it through a promotion that Pizza Hut had done in the early 2000s where they gave away a PlayStation demo disc with the purchase of a delicious stuffed crust pizza. On said demo disc was about a 2-minute demo of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, and I must have burned the shit out of that disc because I played it so much. Finally, my parents decided to buy me the full game, and man, I was hooked. I can still play this game today even if it plays and looks like crap. I was a huge fan of the Tony Hawk series until they started screwing it all up with that crappy skateboard peripherals and whatnot. Hopefully, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 will get back to the roots of the series. Number 4. And coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Perfect Dark. If it wasn't for my cousin, I would have never gotten to play an N64 as a kid. He had the 64, and I had the PlayStation. But I would go over to his house all the time to play games like Ocarina of Time or Mario Party, but this was the one game we'd sit and play for hours and hours on end. The multiplayer in this game was so addicting and fun. My cousin was pretty much my older brother growing up, and Perfect Dark just had so much quality bonding time to it that we just loved it. I was always so excited to go over and play it with him. Then when I bought my Xbox 360, I noticed they had it on the online store as an Xbox arcade game and picked it up again. We got together this is like 10 years later, we got together, picked it up and played it again, and it was just as much fun. I can play it today and still have the best time in the world. Number 3. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we got Crash Bandicoot Warped. I'm going to go on record here and say that this is the only game that my dad has ever been better than me at, and probably still is. I've never completed this game 100%, but he actually has, and to be honest, it slightly haunts me in my dreams. But regardless of that, this was one of the first video games I've ever played. It was one of the games that my parents bought along with the PlayStation back when I was about 5. Something about this game still grips me to this day, and I honestly hope that Crash someday makes a return to the PlayStation. Like a legitimate return, not those PS2 games, we'll just ignore those. I never got the chance to play the first 2 games on PlayStation, but Crash Bandicoot Warped left such an impression on me as a kid that I actually went as a teenager and went to the PS Store and picked them all up. This game will forever be etched into my memory as one of the first and best games I have ever played. Number 2. And coming at the number 2 spot, we got Ratchet and Clank. Jumping ahead a generation from the last few games on this top 5, we go to one of the best 3D platforming adventure games I have ever played. When I bought my PS2, this was one of the first games I got to play for it. I was probably around 11 or 12 when I first got my hands on this game, and it was super cool to play with all the different weapons and gadgets and items. This is one of the games that really made me truly fall in love with gaming. It felt like a super, entirely real world that I could lose myself in. I've bought every single game in the series, but the original still holds a special place in my heart and loads me up with good, nostalgic vibes. Number 1. And to top off this list, it took some consideration and I really had to think about what game I wanted to put here, but I ultimately decided to go with the game 13. I know a lot of you guys might not have heard this game, so check it out. Here's another game that gets its nostalgic factor from playing with my cousin, as I mentioned in the Perfect Dark segment of this video. The game was played on Gamecube for us, and once again it just had an absolutely great local multiplayer experience. We would make up games within the game, like, I clearly remember one map had an unfinished building in it, and if you fell from the rafters of this building, you would die. Our game was one person had to try and get to the building and kill themselves before the other person could kill them. You know, just stupid shit like that kept us entertained all night. I love the comic book cel-shaded art style this game gives, because it just fits the theme so well. I haven't played this game in years, but honestly I would love to get it back in my hands and play it again really soon with my cousin. Oh man, just making this list makes me want to replay through all these games again. What are some of your favorite nostalgia-packed games from your past? Did you grow up in the same PS1 N64 generation that I did, or were you more of an SNES Genesis person? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Keep it locked on Madtown Games, and I will see you next time. I am out. Peace.